A classic finish to the LV County Championship match between Derbyshire and Leicestershire at the 3A County Ground saw both teams fall just short of their victory targets. Leicestershire began the last day on 307 for 7 for a lead of 284, and 13 runs had been added to that when Rob Taylor was LBW to Wes Durston, an early decision for Martin Bodnam on his last day as an official in the first-class game. Durston then picked up his 5th wicket, the 4th time he's managed that in his career. Zach Chappell unable to repeat his first innings heroics as he was stumped on 7. That had Leicestershire on 334 for 9, leading by 311, but Mark Cosgrove, who resumed his innings on 126, was still there and just cleared the rope off Durston. The skipper left his best performance of the season until the last, another maximum now taking him to his 150 off his 196th delivery. That was his 3rd 6 to go with his 19 fours in what was a superb knock from the Australian. He was to end the summer as the 4th highest run scorer in the 2nd Division this year, some effort in a struggling team. He was out for 156, Durston ending with career best figures of 6 for 109, only 3 weeks since he did the same at the Oval with a slightly more expensive 6 for. He can be classed as a part-time spinner no longer. Leicestershire were all out for 363, and that left the home team a target of 341 in 81 overs, and we had a really good end to the season on our hands. Crucial for Derbyshire was a good start, and Ben Slater looked to play some shots when he was given the opportunity to do so. His opening partner Billy Godleman has had an outstanding second half of the season. This is trademark shot. He and Slater got through to lunch, which was taken with the score on 61 without loss, those runs being made off 15 overs. These two left-handers had given their side an ideal start, and on they went into the afternoon with some exquisite cricket shots. Godleman tucked into Ben Rain, taking 3 fours off 1 over as the former Middlesex and Essex man made it to another 50 off 74 balls, his partnership with Slater realising 103 runs in 26 overs. Rain then switched to over the wicket to trap Godleman in front for 51. He ended the summer with 1,069 championship runs, his best ever return. After that wicket, Derbyshire were becalmed, Slater finally getting to his second 50 of the match off 94 balls, an innings containing 7 fours. After Godleman was dismissed, only 6 runs were scored in an 8-over spell as the visiting attack put on the squeeze. This shot from Slater was out of keeping with the general tempo at this stage. He and Chesney Hughes using up a dozen overs in putting on 25 runs for the second wicket. Slater then fell for 56, Chappell with the LBW that left Derbyshire on 128 for 2 in the 39th over. Tea was taken with Derbyshire on 155 for 2, 186 more runs to find in the final session of 34 overs. Wayne Madsen hoping not to get too many more balls like this one. The home team had set their chase up well, and into the final session of the season, Hughes now picked up the tempo, taking on Taylor with this 6. The big left-hander then completed his 50 off 82 balls, his 5th 4 to go with that 6 taking him to his mark. With him and Madsen now well set, Derbyshire would have fancied their chances of chasing down the 149 runs they now needed from the remaining 29 overs. Indeed, it looked as if they might cruise home, with Hughes now dominating the action with some thumping shots. He's a batsman who certainly has the ability to move up several gears very quickly. Leicestershire needed him out if they were going to avoid a 10th defeat from 16 championship games this year. Madsen played his hand very well too. He recorded his second half century of the match and went beyond 1,000 championship runs too. His partnership with Hughes was giving his team a great chance of seeing out the season with a win over their East Midlands rivals. As we got to the last 10 overs of the match, just 64 more runs were needed. And Hughes now had his 100 out of the way too. He tucked a Dan Redfern full toss into the gap to pick up a couple of runs before he ran off to celebrate off screen. His ton had come off 152 balls, from which the 24-year-old had found the boundary 9 times and cleared it once. There was only one winner now, it seemed. The target brought down to 56 off 9 overs, with Madsen and Hughes taking their partnership to 157. But then, having added one more run to his ton, Hughes dragged the ball from Taylor back onto his stumps, leaving with his side on 285 for 3. The target, remember, 341. Taylor then struck again in his next over. Madsen on 66, furious with himself for edging a ball he would have liked to have played again to Niall O'Brien. Durston, though, was a good man for Derbyshire to have in right now, and this boundary brought the target down to 35 of the final 5 overs. And the next one seemed to have put the result of this match beyond doubt. Durston cleared the rope as 16 runs were conceded, leaving only 19 to get off 4. But Rain's next over cost only 3, and then Ollie Freckingham came on to see Durston hole out to Taylor after making a rapid 29. 14 were now required off 2 overs, a thrilling end to the season made more so when Rain yorked Tom Poynton with the second delivery of the penultimate over, the first having gone for 2 runs. The next 2 balls were dots, and then Tom Milnes took on a risky run to mid-off. He got away with that, but trying to claim an overthrow, he was run out, and that left 11 runs to get off the last 7 balls, but Derbyshire were now 7 men down. It was 11 off the last over, and Freckingham had the ball in his hand, bowling to Tom Knight, who drilled the first delivery through the covers and then watched his partner Tom Taylor be run out, although in truth, both batsmen could have gone in that way. The chase was now called off, and instead Knight blocked out the remaining 5 deliveries to end what was a terrific match and a wonderful advert for this competition. Derbyshire ended on 331 for 8, 10 runs away from their target. They took 12 points to Leicestershire's 11, which meant that these 2 counties finished in the bottom 2. There is plenty of room for improvement then, as both teams now look ahead and start planning for next season.